Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
A yearbook quote she never knew she was giving. That's how the Minnesota teenager describes the quote about beheading President Donald Trump in the Brainerd High School yearbook. Since it was published, thousands of people have given their opinion on it.
I did not say, I want to behead him. I did not say, I'm going to behead him. I just said, well, I'm sure we all wouldn't mind him being beheaded. Something along those lines.
Tonight, the teenager behind the quote says she can't believe it's gotten nationwide attention.
I was so confused because at first, I didn't remember ever saying that.
15-year-old Cameron says she had no idea a conversation with a classmate last September would lead to nationwide attention. She says a classmate never said she was working for the yearbook when she asked about then-candidate Donald Trump.
I did not say, I want to behead him. I did not say, I'm going to behead him. I just said, well, I'm sure we all wouldn't mind him being beheaded. Something along those lines, but there was never the direct quote, I do not like him. I would like to behead him.
8 months later, that conversation exploded on social media with the help of at least one celebrity.
This just all blew up, and Scott Baio, as you know, a very famous actor, posted it on Twitter, and he didn't cover my name or picture either. And his over 100,000 Twitter followers all got my first and last name and my picture.
The Secret Service said today that it's investigating. Cameron hasn't heard from them, but says she reached out today.
I wanted to make sure that there was, no way that they would, beat down my front door and get me in handcuffs because I didn't say that.
The school district says it was previously unaware of the yearbook comments and is investigating how this happened. In a statement, the district said it does not support or otherwise endorse any disrespectful or politically based statements that are in the yearbook and apologizes for the statements that were included. Cameron says she's been most scared by the reaction from adults.
Not even one student has given me backlash. All adults have said the most terrible, nasty things to me on social media, and it's terrifying.
Cameron no longer goes to Brainerd High School, and she tells us she's deactivated or made all of her social media accounts private. President Trump is on his first international trip as president, and reporter Nikki Batiste tells us what he was able to accomplish with Saudi Arabian leaders.
President Trump and the First Lady received a royal welcome at King Khalid International Airport in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. It's the first stop on the president's four-nation tour across the Middle East and Europe. The first day was packed with regal pageantry, including coffee with King Salman, and President Trump received a gold King Abdulaziz Medal, the kingdom's top civilian honor. Mr. Trump will use the 9-day trip as an opportunity to build partnerships to fight ISIS and drum up new business to grow the U.S. economy. The Saudis also agreed to invest $200 billion in U.S. infrastructure projects.
Hundreds of billions of dollars of investments into the United States and jobs, jobs, jobs. So I would like to thank all of the people of Saudi Arabia.
But Mr. Trump's proposed travel ban and immigration policy have rattled allies in Muslim countries. It's a topic he's expected to address during meetings with King Salman. Interest in investigations surrounding Russia's involvement in the 2016 election followed President Trump to Saudi Arabia. Reports say the FBI has identified a current senior White House advisor to the president as a person of interest.
I do not have any information or knowledge regarding the person of interest that's been referenced.
President Trump will deliver a speech on radical ideology Sunday.
The First Lady also made headlines on the first day in Saudi Arabia. Melania did not wear a traditional headscarf that is in line with other foreign dignitaries in recent years, including former First Lady Michelle Obama. President Trump criticized Mrs. Obama's choice back in 2015. So Justin, what do we have weather-wise? It's a little rainy. It happened around noon, didn't it?
Yeah, it started around noon. We spent the most of the day cool, and we're going to keep our share of rain as we go through the next 48 hours or so. Let's take a look at our radar right now. As you can see, most of the viewing area is seeing rain right now. Heaviest and steadiest rain now just to the north of Fargo, to the north and to the east of the Valley City area, approaching Findlay and Hunter. We are seeing some areas staying dry, especially from Devil's Lake out toward Langdon and Candu. And also, as we make our way south into Lakes Country, we're seeing seeing some snowflakes in the upper atmosphere. The atmosphere actually could be cool enough for some wet snow showers. They shouldn't accumulate if any of them fall out in lakes country, but definitely be aware of that. Now, as we go through the next 12 hours or so in the Fargo area, temperatures staying into the lower 40s with on and off rain showers. Now, we do have an improvement as we go through the next week. We'll warm it up and stay dry. We'll tell you about that coming up later in the newscast.
Thanks so much, Justin. Speeding is a big concern for those living on West Fargo's 19th Avenue West. The problems have been getting so severe, the city has plans for construction in the area to slow drivers down. And while residents see the construction as a temporary headache, the constant speeding on the roadways is always on their minds.
Oh, there's a lot of speeders. You can just sit outside even and just watch them go past, and they're in the speed signs. You'll see anywhere from 30, 35, 40. I mean, they just blast on past.
The street is home to many families who are concerned about the dangerous drivers, and we'll hear what they hope happens tonight on Valley News Live at 9 and 10. Educators held a large rally at the Minnesota State Capitol today. The purpose? To remind lawmakers of the importance of public education in Minnesota and how their decisions in this legislative session will affect students for years to come. The rally comes 2 days after Governor Dayton vetoed a bill that would have overhauled the teacher licensure program. Teacher union leaders argued that the bill would have made it too easy for people with no formal training to become teachers. And today, teachers asked Governor Dayton to hold firm on supporting public education. This time of year, many young people put on caps and gowns, receiving diplomas for their academic achievements. But not all paths to graduation are the same. Our reporter Ryan Laughlin shares one woman's story, which proves just that.
You put the pen light in there and it will constrict.
Melinda Mund is learning how to care for patients.
In this place, nobody dies. I mean, that's the wonderful thing about this is we can do it over and over and over again until we get it right.
Her path, different from her peers.
You know, I bet you're the only student nurse there that's on Social Security. I looked at him and in my mind I'm thinking, yeah, and on Medicare too. It's like, okay.
At 68 years old, and after 2 years of studying at Lake Region State College, Melinda is here. But this isn't the first time she's walked across a stage with her classmates.
And I could be the mother to all of them and a grandmother to quite a few of them.
The last time Melinda graduated was in 1967.
Back then you had almost 3 choices. You could be a secretary, a teacher, or a nurse. Well, I was not good at typing and I was scared to stand in front of people.
So she became an LPN, a licensed practical nurse.
When I started nurses training, we gave each other shots. And actually the first time I had to give my best friend a shot, I said, I'll quit before I'll do it because it was so awful.
She made it through the practice shots in 1967, cared for thousands of people through the decades, and learned a lot along the way. But then she had a new thought.
And I just got scared. I thought, what if I die and I have all this information in there and nobody knows about it? I mean, it's a dumb thing to say, but that's what I felt.
She wanted to teach her colleagues some of the healing techniques she's learned, but was told she wasn't qualified, which brings her back here, 50 years later, to graduate as an RN, a registered nurse. Making this ceremony extra special,
Kelsey Schlang.
Her daughter, a teacher at the college, is the one who reads her name as she crosses the stage.
Melinda Munn, Associate in Applied Science, Associate Degree Nurse.
Oh, sorry. God puts us where we're supposed to be, way back then when I was a nurse, I thought, you know what, I don't care if I'm a nurse or not, but I'll just do it. I said, I'll never be an RN, and well, if I pass the boards, that's what's gonna happen. So I say never, because you never know what is gonna happen.
Proving it's never too late to keep learning. From Devils Lake, Ryan Laughlin, Valley News Live.
Melinda says the key to her success has been maintaining a positive attitude. She's looking forward to passing her boards exams, and then she'll be able to finally teach and pass along the nursing knowledge she's learned from her 50-year career in nursing. Later on Valley News Live at 6, monuments to Confederate leaders are coming down. We take you to one city in the South that's taken down 4 of them, and we introduce you to a girl who wants to see the world while she still can. But first, do you have good news in the weather department for us, Justin?
You know, eventually I'm going to have good news. Eventually this rain is going to move out of here. We'll tell you when, but first we'll tell you how much we're going to get. That's coming up next.